Go ahead.
We're live.
What's up, everybody? We're live. Welcome back. Algorithm versus Experts, UFC 275. Here with at the underscore Josh underscore Moody. We're gonna bring you guys some winners again this week. We'll do a quick little recap of last week for you. If you Hope you tuned in, subscribed, commented. Thank you. Please keep doing that. More comments. We got a lot of comments last week. By a lot, meaning like 10. But that's a lot for us. So thank you, everybody. We got back to you. Hope you listened to everything. If you listened to us, you profited mightily. We were really on top of everything last week. Please don't expect that in the future. I mean, we pretty much batted 100 last week with everything. If we told you to take a bet, whether some Ode Osborne by finish, under 2.5 rounds, Carini Silva by finish, sub prop, all that. Almeida, underdog of the day that we both agreed on. We gave you the biggest upset of the card. Tony Gravely smashing early. Menefield. A lot of great week last week. A lot of units. Hoping to turn that around and keep it going this week. If you listened last week, I definitely gave out Liang Na. I bet her about last month at plus 160. She's now at about plus 115. So you crush that line. Also look for her sub prop. She probably win by submission. Try to get like plus 300 on her or better. If you get like plus 150, plus 200, that might be a little low. But if you can find plus 300 or better on her to win by finish, definitely please take it. Josh, what's new and exciting with you, homie?
I just like to point out that we did not almost go perfect last week. You almost went perfect last week. I consider myself having shat the bed.
No,
I'm pretty sure you caught up and passed me.
It's a team
Right
effort.
now.
That's all right.
Yeah. But I gotta stomp you and the numbers.
You gotta
Anyways,
stop. Meanwhile, the algorithm just stomps us. So if you're
does
tuning
it really?
in, no,
No,
yeah,
no, it fucking does not. I'm looking at it. We're
I didn't get it
beating
up.
it.
No, you're not. We're not.
What?
It's like winning like 65% from a thing. No, we're getting smashed. The algorithm. If you want direct algorithm plays, please hit us up. Comment our email directly. It's in the channel. We'll give you open up to everything. Give you all of my plays, all of our plays. Um, Definitely costing yourself money by not hitting us up and subscribing to that. But we have UFC 275 in Singapore. What do you know
Ah,
about
it's
fighting in
70.
Singapore,
You
Josh?
only beat me up by 2. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening at all. I was busy. I'm a little flustered over the fact that you're telling me I'm not stomping the algorithm.
No one is. No one stomps the algorithm. It's on like look at the percentage it wins. It's crushing. Like it's plus all the
I mean,
units it has, the underdogs. I didn't even account for that, but
I don't even know how I would look at the percentage.
no, we don't. We don't have to. Like, but well, we just divide and get the percentage. It's winning. It's winning like over 65%. We're not close to that, so we can't be beating it.
We're not.
Um, no, we're never gonna beat the fucking algorithm. But that's the
Of
point of the
course,
game.
no. That's the whole point of the game is that I'm going to beat the fucking algorithm.
No, you could beat me. You're not gonna.
Otherwise, this is just like, yeah, all right, we're picking fights. I'm here. I'm here to stomp the numbers. Fuck that
Right.
algorithm.
I feel you. I feel you. But
I don't know how to do it apparently, but that is the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 of 120. We are tied 70-70.
how's that possible? I call BS.
Right? I was up by like 9 at one point.
I had 4. We had a difference of 4-1, so I had a difference of 3 on you from last week,
Uh-oh.
and that tied us.
I don't know, man. I just counted. I was up by 2, and now my maths, my not even math. I didn't even do math. I just
I'm
did
up by
count.
1. I should be up by 1 then,
Be up
because
by 1 because I don't know how to count.
I'm up by 1. Yeah, because we're not counting the O'Day fight because that's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm up by 1. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
See, man.
yeah.
All right. So, what happened last week? Did we see any? Did you see anything dope last week?
I saw a dope Aaron Blanchfield, what looked like a high elbow guillotine, but I don't know how you do that with MMA gloves on. So maybe you can explain how the fuck that gets finished.
Why wouldn't you be able to do a high elbow guillotine with gloves on?
So how do you get the sharp part of your? This is all covered.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's the old school way to do a high elbow guillotine. That's not what you want to do. All right. So we talk about this all the time. My chin is a V. My target forms a V. I always want to strangle you with a V. When you do a high elbow guillotine, what you want to do, when you do any guillotine, what you want to do is you want to perform a center line shift. You want to take your head from this side of their body to this side of their body, right? So let's say we're in front headlock. I take my head from this side of the body to this side of the body, and what it allows me to do is get my arm in deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when my head is over here, my arm doesn't go deep enough. I bring my head over here, it allows my arm to go in deep enough. Now I set that grip, and look at how high that elbow is. You can't even see it on the screen, motherfuckers. You can't even see it.
You're gonna hit the fan.
Watch.
Yeah.
Watch. I'm gonna bring my head back, and all of that goes down. Right now, it requires crazy shoulder flexibility. Right. The other thing is, I'm now choking you with this V. Right. So by bringing my head to the other side, I begin to be able to strangle you with a V instead of a flat surface. If I place a flat surface on the throat, I'm not connecting with this corner or this corner. I'm just trying to crush the trachea. Wind chokes take a lot more time. They can be effective, but you really, really want to be going along the line of the neck instead of straight across the throat. So actually, yeah, it shouldn't make any difference at all. But even in an MMA glove, like that's still there. It's still, even if it was covered, like that's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And with high elbows, you get to grab your own glove, right? So that gives you extra mobility. You don't have to connect your own hands.
Oh, that makes sense. That's what she did. Oh, okay.
You might have done that.
One of my coach trained with. Yeah, he mentioned how did she get the grip? He couldn't. He was like, think so. That's what she probably. That's must have been what she did. She must have grabbed her other her glove. That makes sense.
She might have.
That's what it was.
I was so
Yeah.
ashamed of myself for taking that fight wrong that I didn't even watch it.
No, JJ won the first round for sure. The live line swung from Blanchfield minus your soul to even money going to the second round. So yeah, and so if you back Blanchfield on that big price, like we tell you not to do, you were definitely shitting your pants, and you came up like roses a minute later. But that's gambling. She got the finish. Where else? No, I guess that was the most impressive finish. I think that by mine, best fight, the Trezano Lucas Almeida fight was the fucking fight of the night. I think that was a banger. Um, Manifield fight was okay too. He showed a lot of fight IQ. He showed controlled fight IQ in there. Fight IQ cost him like I think his last 2 losses. That was pretty good. Evelev looked good. That was the best performance I've seen out of him so far, out of Evelev against Ige.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't too high on him. I know you are, but he looked he looked that was the best I saw him fight.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen with Ige. Like, where's Ige going to go? Because he was getting the kind of push that was going to bring him to a title shot. Right now, he's the right hand of the biggest promoter in the game, whose name I'm dropping a ball of, the Egyptian dude who did judo in the Olympics. Anyways, he's like Dominance MMA, Khabib's manager, Justin Gaethje's manager. Fuck, man, why can't I think of this guy's name? Ali Abdulaziz. He's the right hand of Ali Abdulaziz, so he gets a lot of push, a lot of push, and he backed it up for a while. But now I want to kind of see where that's going to go because I think he's lost like 4 in a row or something. 3 in a row. He beat Gavin Tucker in there. But like, I mean, they're all decisions. He's not getting finished by people, so that's good. But for someone named 50K, he's got 1, 2, 3 finishes in the UFC.
Uh-huh.
Out of like 10 fights. Anyways, yeah. Evloev looked really good. Evloev looked really, really good. I did not see it, but I heard that Karina Silva's Darce choke was beautiful.
Yes, actually, that was so she turned it. Yeah, she locked it. She locked it. But she locked it, but she didn't have any pressure. She was actually like she locked the grip, but she was behind. She was behind her, it's like on their opponent, but she actually rolled. Then she rolled herself around over her head, and she had enough time. It was towards the end of the first round. I don't know if she had enough time to choke her out, but she did choke her out. It was pretty
Unconscious?
good. No, she tapped.
Okay. That's called a gator roll. If we're head to head and I roll, like, and we both roll, like I roll and it forces you to roll.
For an anaconda choke, like an anaconda choke, kind of like if we were both if we're both on our knees and I snapped your head down and tried to connect to my bicep, and then I have to roll you over, like, but I have to take your arm with me. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Is that what she did? That's what you're talking about?
No, it was a little different. It was probably similar. It's probably that. It was just different positionally.
I guess
But
and an anaconda don't really set you up for the same thing. Even though Cormier constantly calls Darce's anacondas and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you be a black belt and not know the difference? So, I want to apologize to anybody who happened to pick fucking Askar Mozarev because of what I said. I did not know what his real record was. And
he doesn't know, so it's okay. How could you know?
How are you going to change his name 3 times in like a week or something like that? His record got changed multiple times. This is not the first time that this wasn't like a last minute replacement. Like this guy, they've been looking at for a while. He was supposed to fight 2 or 3 other people in the UFC, and they all just fell through. How did nobody do their due diligence before, like, to get to it's insanity. I also want to apologize to Alonzo Menafield because I probably said some shitty shit in the fact that I picked that other guy. But he looked really fucking good. He looked really, really good, and Homeboy looked bad at the same time.
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think Alonzo was a step up in competition for him, and I think Alonzo did what he should have done in that fight. The way it played out, he got the fight.
Coming back, looking good after losing 5 in a row.
Yeah.
5 in a row, comes back and beats Felice Herrig, who I heard retired afterwards.
Yeah, she was done. It was Carolina kept definitely found I guess, I mean, she got a win, got a finish. She hasn't gotten a finish in years. But she did. She blew a rear naked choke attempt, and then she somehow found another attempt later, not too long later, and she finished at that time. Yeah, that was a tough fight.
One final apology. France, you now have 2
MMA
gyms. One of them is called Woyrin Team Elite.
Yeah, Nicholas.
And if you ain't from one of those,
he gets the thumbs down he gets worst performance of the night from me, in my opinion. He just didn't look like he wanted to be there. He didn't really. I didn't like that. Yeah, but he definitely not taking anything away from Saint Denis, but out of all the fights, I still tell you, I was like, what is this? He just didn't Didn't look like he was looking to offer too much resistance outside of a standing guillotine attempt in the second round. But all right, let's move it on. What do you think? Let's talk about UFC 275. So Singapore fighters are in Singapore. They got there early. Time difference. It's gonna start at the same time U.S. for us. So it's gonna start about 6:30 p.m., which is 6:30 a.m. for them. So they're fighting early as fuck for their time. So the main event will be around midnight here. It'll be around 12 p.m. there. I guess everyone's going to adjust though. I don't know if I'm pretty sure everybody will be ready to fight.
I'm surprised they're doing that. Like,
Hmm.
this is not the first time they've done that. They must. It's a pay-per-view. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, they fought.
Pay-per-views are like don't exist anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
The rest of the world just gets the UFC for free on TV or as part of their cable package.
Yeah.
So if they want to do a pay-per-view, they have to do it at a time when Americans will actually pay for them. Anyways.
True. Yeah, I think the way they did the UFC with Teixeira and Jan Blachowicz, they ended up giving that out for free, and I think it was in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, but they did it in the morning. It started in the morning our time, but I think it wasn't a pay-per-view. It was on ABC, I believe. But here we go. What do we got? We have Joseline Edwards and Ramona Pascual kicking it off. Ramona Pascual. She definitely impressed as a huge underdog. She was supposed to get knocked the fuck out her UFC debut, but she showed some toughness. She definitely, her best defense is taking punches off her face, it seems, but she's tough. She took punches off a really good, really powerful striker. She kept coming forward. She was also able to get some takedowns and like show some top game. She's thick. She looked thick for that fight.
Super thick.
She's thick for 145. I think that last fight was. This fight's at 125. So no, I'm sorry. Is it 135? I think it's 135.
It's at 145.
This is at 145.
Yep.
I thought the opponent was moving down a weight class to take the fight. Edwards.
I mean, Capology has it listed as 145.
Okay. I don't know if that's accurate, but Edwards. Don't know too much about her. I don't put too much in her one performance or win. The thing that does stick out to me about this fight is Edwards has a really shitty takedown defense. It seems to have been a problem her whole career. It looks like she can get taken down very easily. I think it's like 16% in her takedown defense.
Yeah, but that's kind of bullshit. That's inflated.
Yeah,
No. She fought Loopy. And Loopy does more takedowns than Khabib. It's like if your only fight was Khabib. Like Daryl Horcher, I bet you his takedown percentage in UFC stats is 1%. That was when Khabib slipped. Like, don't count that. But yeah. She definitely has an issue with takedown defense. But don't go off that numbers. Go ahead. My bad. Cut you off.
Joseline Edwards. She knocked out Bia Malecki, was it? I think she knocked out who's like this giant. Was that who I'm thinking of, or I think of the wrong girl? No, I'm thinking of the other girl that Pascual fought. Jessica Rose Clark took her down 5 times, controlled her. She's a good grappler though. Carol Hossa though is not really known for grappling, and Carol Hossa took her down 4 times and won unanimously. Yanan Wu took her down 2 times. It's bad, to say the least. Her takedown defense is bad. So Pascual showed that she's tough. She can take a punch and keep coming. I mean, if the girl she fought was Josiane Nunes, who's got a ton of power, and she took some shots, didn't knock her out. Jocelyn Edwards isn't knocking her out. So I kind of feeling that she's got a path to victory here. If Ramona can somehow, even if she loses a round, if she can get takedowns in 2 rounds and just maintain some control, get some ground and pound, it's a good look. I think she can steal this fight as an underdog. So I'm saying I'm never going to lay -180 with Joseline Edwards here. I think you take Pasquale, and she's a gamer. She comes out, she's going to throw hand, fight, get hit. The crowd's going to get behind her. The crowd's going to love that shit. It's the first fight of the night. I think I'm going to go with Pasquale.
Jocelyn Edwards swings as hard as Derek Lewis. But she seems to kind of throw herself off balance a little bit, which might be why she's taking down that much. She does, yo. She throws everything into every shot. It's crazy. It's ridiculous how much torque she puts into those shots. I don't think I could do that if I tried. But Ramona Pasquale comes from Muay Thai, and in Muay Thai she showed great composure. So she might get hit a little bit too much, but if she's tough like you're saying, like, yeah, there's no reason that
she was tough against a really hard puncher last. Yeah, it was tough.
She might struggle to defend punches to the face. Muay Thai does not excel at that because they don't score punches to the face. They just act like it didn't happen, I guess.
Interesting.
I don't know. Muay Thai is real weird. I like Muay Thai, but Muay Thai has got real weird points. If you don't understand the game, you're gonna lose because you don't score Muay Thai the way you score other stuff. Punches don't count unless you almost knock somebody out. And if I kick you in the head and you're like, didn't happen, and then you punch me in the belly and I go, ow, you get like 12 points and I get -4. I'm making up those numbers. I don't think it's scored in points like that, but it's like all about composure. This girl does a really, really good job of maintaining composure, and she's fucking violent from the little bit that I've seen. So, Pasquale, I got you. But it should be pointed out that both of these girls do not have good records. And I don't mean they're like one of them's 6-3, the other one's 10-4, but like Ramona Pasquale has one fight against a girl. She has two fights against a girl with more than 5 fights. And she only won one of those, so that's not great.
Mm-hmm.
All of her wins are like, this girl's 2-0. I watched that fight; it looked terrible. She beat one girl who was 4-5, okay, losing record, and then she beat a girl who was 0-0, beat a girl 2-2, 2-0, 0-0, 0-2. Like, there's no tests on her record. She's just like mostly cans.
Yeah.
And then I believe, when you go through Jocelyn Edwards before she gets to the UFC, you have a girl who's 3-4, beats that one, loses to 7-4, beats 8-3, good for her. But then it's 3-3, 0-1, 1-0, 1-1, 0-0, 0-0, 0-1, like. And I mean, those start to be early in her game, in her career, and that's what you're kind of supposed to do. But neither of these girls have really been tested. Like, these two should be fighting for almost getting an Invicta title. It's kind of Anyways, moving on.
Right, moving on. Bang! My best bet of the night. And this is gonna be a great fight. Liang Na, Silvana Gomez Juarez. Liang Na is the definition of a female kill or be killed fighter. I've never seen one, so she's like a unicorn for me. Like, she's one round of piston fire, and I mean, she was only seen once in the UFC. She fought Ariane Carnelossi, which was the first card post quarantine that had fans. and she opened it up with a fucking right cross and sat Carnelossi down. It was just like bang, bang, bang on top, and she rushes everything. She's got no fucking control. She somehow had a top lock with an triangle with an armbar and fucked them all up, and didn't get the finish. She was completely gassed at some point in the second round. Like you could see it, she was like, oh, oh, and she just got finished, and the refs stopped it. She was going to get pounded. She couldn't even defend anything. Ton of action. So if you saw her fight, you'd probably think, oh, that was fucking horrible. Like she's got no gas tank. She sucks. She's got no submission game, but she does have a submission game if you look at her record. Silvana Gomez Juarez. What does she suck at? Defending submissions. So this one, I didn't understand this line when I saw it open up. Yeah, Silvana Gomez Juarez, 0-2 in the UFC, has looked fucking horrible in my opinion. Poor fight IQ. Caught Vanessa Dinopoulos with a shot, knocked her down in the first round, and her coaches are screaming, stand her up, stand her up. What does she do? She jumps in her guard. And then she ends up getting armbarred. Like it's so like, okay, yeah, I'm not impressed with that. Liang Na has some power too. She knocked down Carnelossi. She also took shots from Carnelossi, who's a powerful girl. Yeah, I was all over Liang Na. Plus 160, Liang Na by sub, and I got her to win this fight. What do you think?
So the Liang Na has the most padded record I've ever seen.
For female or just in general?
Oh no, in general, I've never seen it.
Oh my god, she's so interesting. Well, she's a unicorn. She is.
I've never dug through a boxing record, so like there might be boxers out there who are 19-5. Like I don't know, man. I've never
fought like 0-0, 1-1, 1-3.
Yeah, man. She's 18-4. Okay, when she was 18-4, this is her last fight before she went into the UFC. She fought a girl who was 0-0. Before that, she fought a girl who was 2-0, and then 2-2, then 4-2, and 0-1. Yeah. That's not who you fight when you're 14-4,
no.
Right? Okay, so right before that, she fights a girl who's 11-2, loses. Okay, right before that, fights a girl who's 5-0 when she was 14-2, loses that one too.
Right,
beats a girl who had a losing record. Ooh, this is a good one though. She beat a girl who was 6-1. Like, good for her. She got one. 5-0 beats her. 3-0 beats her. She's 12-0 at this point. Loses the girl who's 3-0. Like, and then it's just bad. All of this.
Agreed.
These are very.
He does have a respected ground game, though. I know that.
No. If you put me in a white belt division and I submit everybody, that does not mean I'm excellent. Right? I'm competing against people that I don't belong in there with.
Which could explain why she messed up she had the finish against Carnelossi and somehow just didn't fucking.
Because she's been fighting fucking scrubs. Now there's a couple girls that are not scrubs, right? So if you are one of those, if you are a girl in this list and you get sent this, like, and you're not a scrub, like, I'm not talking about you.
Right.
But she's got 24 fights, and the majority of them are scrubs. Right. Not some scrubs and some tests, and she won a couple tests. She failed every single test.
Yeah.
She got A's on her homework.
Luckily, I think that's all she needs to win this fight. Regardless, it's like the line made no sense to me. Bookmakers, you fucked this one all up. I hope Liang Na wins, and I hope we keep cashing fucking tickets on bookmakers' fucking errors because this is a joke. Silvana Gomez Juarez she's not very good. If she loses this fight, she's probably out of the UFC. So she's fighting for a job, which is a big deal, whether she knows it or not.
Everybody checks Nong Liang's fucking record. She's out of the UFC too.
I don't know. She's exciting. So it's interesting.
Okay, well then I'm looking forward to it. Like,
no, this is I can't wait to watch it. I don't care about the main card much as I care about this. This is going to be exciting.
Really?
One way or another. Oh yeah.
Okay. I trust you.
Yeah, last week I think I wanted to see the Carini Silva, which was a fucking boring start, but fantastic finish. O'Day didn't disappoint. Um, I didn't watch the Volkov fight really. I watched the replay, but yeah, he knocked him out. All right, let's move on. We got Kung Hyo Kang, Dana Batgarel. This is like two frustrating fighters to me. Like Kyung Ho Kang has like I would say he has an elite ground game all around. He's very good. Um, he somehow makes mistakes, and I feel like he doesn't follow the path of victory. Same thing with Becquerel. The man has power. The man can smash you. The man does not know how to just not come forward and throw himself at you. Like he just can't. Like there's not much time. He's just trying to get you out of there. Like uh, so with that being said, I tough fight from a betting standpoint. If I'm gonna bet anything under 2.5 rounds, kind of looks okay. But Kyung Ho Kang has never been finished, so I would say stay away from that. Um, Toss up fight. I'm gonna go Batgarel just because I've
Drew,
seen
he got armbarred.
power.
Triangle armbarred in 2011.
Oh, did he?
Yep. He also lost to soccer kicks in 2008.
Soccer kicks? What the hell is soccer kicks?
If you lay on the ground and I treat your skull like a soccer ball, like it's exactly what it sounds like.
Duh.
Usually it happens in front from like referee's position. It's not usually grounded opponents. Usually that's when people stomp. But yeah, you want to see soccer kicks? Go watch a Vanderlei Silva highlight.
Okay.
Pride allowed soccer kicks. ONE FC used to allow soccer kicks too, and then they realized it was a little too gruesome for their audience.
Okay.
But they don't allow elbows, but you could soccer kick.
Soccer kick makes sense. All right, we both got Batgarel. Oh, good fight here. Andre Fialho and Jake Matthews.
This is a good fight. This is a real good fight.
Yeah, I do. I feel Jake Matthews is coming in a little underrated here. He won 6 out of 7. He then got beat. He lost to Brady, which not really shaming that. It wasn't like he fought terribly. He just got outmuscled in positions. I think Sean Brady is just really strong, and people don't really see that coming. But Matthews in general is pretty well rounded. I feel Fialho is yeah, the guy's got power. Thing that bothered me a little bit is he definitely slowed down after the first round against Michel Pereira, and he got outstruck. He couldn't really catch up to Pereira after that first round. And even last fight, I know he won by knockout in the first round, but he definitely lost some exchanges there, and it looked like he got stung a little bit. So it seems to me like his cardio is a problem. If he doesn't get you out of there early, his whole persona, his whole fight, he's a different fighter. He's not the guy you see knocking everyone out. So with that, I think Jake Matthews can, even if he somehow has a bad first round, I think he can start to take this fight over. And I think his ground game, I think if he gets Fialho down, I think that's going to pay dividends in the second and third round. So I got Matthews plus 150. I got Matthews winning this fight. Let's keep this underdog train rolling. What do you think?
I'm definitely going to go with Andrew, with what the fuck is his name? Jake Matthews.
All right.
Significantly more battle tested. Unless the only issue that he has is he gets submitted, right? But Andre Fialho is showing that he doesn't want to go to the ground. He doesn't take people down. I don't think he has any submissions on his record unless I'm retarded, which is common. But it's definitely not his game plan to take people down. It's his game plan to throw bombs. Also, I didn't see the fight against Michel Pereira. Actually, I might have when I was looking at it. Anyway, it's not the point. But almost all of his victories are first round finishes. He's got a couple second round, and then I saw 2 fights on his record where he went to decision and won them. But the vast majority of his fights, and he's got a decent amount of fights, are all like first round finishes. So you're not really going to find this guy going to decision and winning, which is fun. So yeah, Jake Matthews, I remember being a pretty good finisher as well. Although he hasn't been finishing people at welterweight. I thought he was finishing. Yeah, he finished people as a lightweight. Doesn't really finish people as a welterweight anymore. But no big deal. That dude's been in the UFC since he was 19. Like that guy's a fucking fighter. Anyways, Jake Matthews got him.
Got him. All right.
Hyasar. How do you pronounce this? You're my resident Asian name pronouncer. I got all the Latinos, and I'll even take some of the Russians. I'm not even Latino. Yeah, you're not Asian. Anyways, go ahead.
I got Mahastate.
Dude, I look at their names. I have no idea.
Mahastate and Steve Garcia. You got like a nice simple name. You got Steve Garcia, and you got Mahastate. You've only seen Mahatate on Contender Series. He did get the biggest upset win of the year, though, in 2021. I think he beat Achilles. I think his name was Achilles. Let me see this. He beat Achilles Estramadora, who was undefeated and was supposed to destroy everyone everyone that crossed his path. Overall, Mahasate really kind of shut him down second and third round and took over that fight and kind of dominated after surviving the first round. He was so impressive that Dana White gave him a contract after winning by decision, which never really happens on Contender Series. You kind of have to show up and smash your way to a victory.
Wait, the Chinese dude got one and got a contract on? Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Remember this? That was a great fight. Yeah, a great fight. That's still the only loss on this other. Achilles' record. He hasn't fought since, but he was supposed to run through. He was highly touted, but Mahasate was good. But seeing that coming in fighting Mean Machine. He showed up to the UFC with a really nice record. He had a knockout in Contender Series, and he still didn't get a contract. He went over LFA and he started doing work. Got a nice knockout win. He fought Luis Pena to a really fucking boring unanimous decision loss in his UFC debut. Maybe nerves, maybe something. He just didn't really fire or fight like himself. Just didn't have any volume, anything. He made up for that his next fight with a round 2 finish of Charlie Ontiveros. Tough fight betting wise. Steve Garcia opened up like a -300 favorite. He's dropped to like -170. So the money is definitely getting backed on Mahasate. However, I think this is going to be a step up in pressure for Mahasate. But he survived first round pressure against Achilles. He definitely didn't win the first round that fight. He survived. He took shots. I don't know if Steve Garcia is a step up though from that or same. So it's real tough fight to pick. Should be a good fight. I'll keep riding the Mahasate train. I'll go with the upset. Underdog. What do you think?
Same. I am looking at Say the name again.
Mahasate.
I'm looking at Mahasate's record. All right, so this record actually makes more sense, right? At 5-1, he fought a dude who was 7-0. That's the Achilles guy. At 4-1, he fought a guy who was 0-2. That's not really great. And that's in that Chinese promotion, which means that they're trying to push him really hard. The fight before that, he fought a dude who was 10-15. That's actually the kind of thing you want to see. At 3-1, he fought a guy who was 10-15 and beat him by decision. That's a good test, right? That's the kind of fight you want to see on a record. Right before that, fought another dude who's 0-2. That's not something we want to see. When he was 1-1, he fought a guy who was 0-0. All right, whatever. But when he was 0-1, he fought a guy who was 10-12, which is very interesting. But all of his fights seem to be coming from this same organization as the girl I was just talking shit about, Na Liang. Let me confirm that that's the same organization. Yeah, WLF. That seems to be one of the bigger organizations in China. And if that is the case, we need to start paying attention to people who are coming out of that promotion, as in not picking them.
Okay.
Because those are not good fights. They're not. But this guy did a little bit better than the other guy. And I don't really know Steve Garcia that well.
Jackson Wink.
But yeah, like, if he's coming up, he's got fight. Yeah, he's coming from Jackson Wink. He's from that area. Like actually from there, not like a guy who moved out there or whatever. His dad is one of his coaches. But all the names that I know on his record are the guys that he lost to. I don't know anybody he beat. So I'm gonna go with the 22-year-old 6-foot-tall Chinese man. Because that sounds interesting. But honestly, guys, I don't know either of these people. I have no idea.
Tough fight. What do we move? Sungwoo Choi versus Josh Cooley Bao. I think the book is out on Sungwoo Choi at this point in his career on how to beat him. I mean, the best way to beat him is by submitting him. You get him down, wear on him, you survive his striking onslaught, and he's not the same guy. He's gonna get tired out from the wrestling. He's definitely not the same striker after some wrestling exchanges, and eventually you can submit the man. I don't know if Josh Cully Bao with all those holes is the guy to plug those holes. He doesn't really have not known for his wrestling or his amazing ground game. So I think this is a matchup where Sung Woo can get back in the win column. It's tailor-made for him to win. If he loses, he loses. But I'll go with Choi. I'll go with his first favorite of the night. Definitely not betting it, but Choi should win the fight.
This is another one where I literally don't know any of these people. Josh Cooley Bao. He's one of the coaches at his gym. Why do I not know this guy? I feel like I know. I feel like I'm supposed to know this guy. A draw against Charles Jourdain is actually a good fight. Losing to Jalen Turner is no big deal. And I don't know the man in the beautiful hat that he fought. What? He fought this other dude who was 36-9 when he beat him. Shalian. Damn. All right. I don't fucking know Wu Choi either. This is a problem. There's so many. I'm saying the F word too many times. That guy's been in the UFC for a while though, but lost to Movisar Evloev, lost to Gavin Tucker, beat Yusuf Salal, that's a good win. Beat Juicy J, that's a good win. Losing Alex Carceres, last year, no big deal. Oh yeah, you're saying it's all ground losses. Yeah, I'm gonna go with what you said. I'm gonna go with Sung Woo Choi, Woo Choi Sung. What? I don't know where his name starts. I struggle with that so much. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I want to say it the right way. I genuinely do. It bothers me when I say those things wrong. But like, the girl that's fighting Joanna this week, I'm not sure which one's her first name and which one's her last name because I've heard it in both directions.
Yeah, it does. It gets shown and announced in both directions. Yeah, so Whaley's her first name.
Whaley's her given name, and Zhang is her surname.
Like the family name, last name, yeah, surname.
Okay,
yeah.
But their culture dictates that we say it the other direction. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zhang Weili. Got you. Okay, cool. Now that I have that like organized, because I knew that it was like you're supposed to say their last name first. Anyways, this guy's not even he's not even Chinese, so I don't know if his
Korean.
Yeah, do those rules apply to Korea?
Yes.
Choi Sung Woo. All right. Well, I got Choi Sung Woo.
We got him. All right. Moving on. Brandon Allen, Jacob Malkoon. Yeah. Jacob Malkoon he's he's very wrestle heavy. It's not the type of wrestling like you talked about that really does well though in MMA. It's going to take him a lot. If he can't hold you down and you keep getting back up, he eventually gets tired out. Brendan Allen is a black belt to belt in BJJ. He's really hard to keep down. If you if you do keep him down, I mean he's lethal. His submission game is really good. So I don't know if you want to go down with him. That being said, striking wise, I mean Brendan Allen has a fucking huge advantage against Malkoun in the striking department. So it's hard for me to envision a way where Malkoun gets this upset. Even though Brendan Allen has been upset as a decent favorite. I mean, Chris Curtis knocked him out. Chris Curtis pretty much took it to him that whole fight. Brendan Allen said he fought stupid, but whatever. I lost. I'm not going to make excuses. He did rectify himself with the finish of Sam Alvey, right? I think the last time out. But
He finished Sam Alvey? I didn't even know. I definitely
I think it was Sam Alvey. Who do you think? Let me see. Brendan Allen finished. Yeah, Sam Alvey finished him. He pretty much knocked him out, and then he went and just got him in a chokehold. But Sam Alvey was pretty much out after a punch. Brendan Allen also, he was out grappled Kyle Dawkins, who's a very elite grappler, for 2 rounds. Then Kyle put it on him in the 3rd round. But Brendan Allen's really good ground game, really good grappler. Hard for me to see how Malkoun wins this fight. So, I mean, I got Allen. Kind of leaning saying, like, maybe Allen to win by finish, but Malkoun's pretty tough. And Allen, after that knockout from Curtis, I don't think he's looking for open up and make a mistake again and get knocked out. So, if it presents itself, it does. But, I don't know, Brendan Allen's pretty safe here. What do you think?
I think that Jacob Malkoun comes from a good camp, given that he's supposed to be like the main training partner of Robert Whitaker. But all I've seen from him was that Phil Hawes loss. No, I think I watched the Razak Al Hassan fight.
Yeah, he had a path to victory there as a pretty big underdog, and the book That's How You Beat for Abdul Razak. He followed the game plan and he won the fight.
Clinch. Yeah. So I remember him doing a lot of clinching. I remember him having good clinch takedowns. I think he does a lot of trips.
Trips, right? Takedowns. But he also just laid on Abdul Razak, who didn't want to get up or has no submission game off his back. This is very different.
Yeah, Brendan Allen is a dangerous dude.
Yeah,
he's not. I mean, two fights have gone the distance since he's been in the UFC. Oh no, yeah, 2 of his fights have gone the distance since he's been in the UFC. 3, no, 2. And he's other than that, it's basically finishes. Losing to Sean Strickland, no big deal. Losing to Chris Curtis, no big deal. And then his other losses, he lost to Fluffy, no big deal. Losing to Eric Anders early in their career, no big deal. I think he would smash Eric Anders now. And then losing to Trevin Giles early in their career as well. All of his losses are to guys who are now in the UFC.
Okay.
Brendan Allen's going places, and those places up. Also, he beat a good friend of mine, so fuck him. But like, I got him anyway. My buddy would have been in the UFC if he had not. It was for a belt. Basically, if you win that, if they won that fight, winner goes to the UFC. Now Brendan got one more fight after that, but when he beat Tim Hiley, that was like the okay, you're going to the UFC now, bud, type fight. So I was very sad that Tim lost. Anyways, but now I have to root for Brendan Allen because he beat Tim. So he has to become a champion. He has
Right.
to.
Jumping on it. All right. Next fight, Jack Della Maddalena. Real exciting fighter against Ramazan Ameev. Real boring fighter. Jack Della, last seen first round knockout of a bare knuckle MMA fighter out of Masvidal's Icon promotion, stepping up in the octagon. Wasn't expected to do much. Hung in there for a little bit, but eventually he got knocked out. Other than that, Jack Della, his time in the octagon has been few and far between. There's a lot of hype behind him, a lot of hype. Ameev has hype behind him too, maybe mostly because he's Dagestani, wrestle heavy. He hasn't shown too much of that though, and he definitely found a way. He lost the last fight against the striker who fought a great fight. Who was it? Was it Danny Roberts?
Yes.
Yeah, and like Danny Roberts fought a really good fight that day. Um, Ameev in general, though, I see what like he's very boring. Very boring. I think I've mentioned it before. Like if a guy is like coming in as a huge favorite in fights, like he needs to be able to finish fights. Ameev it just doesn't seem like that guy. Um, as far as when he's in UFC, the Danny Roberts, he was a huge fight. It ended up being a bad loss. Anthony Rocco Martin, unanimous decision loss. Yeah. I, I don't know. It's with that being said, I don't I I don't know if Jack Della has ever faced like a wrestler of this caliber in his career. Um, so this line opened up and me minus 150. It's completely flipped. So the public, I assume from sharps, they're all over Jack Della. Um, I mean, he knocked out, yeah, Pete Rodriguez. That was the guy he knocked out. Before that, he hasn't been in there too much. He won a contender series fight by unanimous decision over Anglusa, who is still in the UFC, but I don't know if he's in the win column that much. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of I'm kind of on the fade here. I think getting Ameev now plus money on a flip line is really insane value. Um, even though I don't know if I don't know how Jack Dale will deal with that Russell Hubby approach. If he can't handle it for a round and a half, 2 rounds, there goes all your striking energy. What's he going to have left in the third round? I'm going to go with Ameev here.
I even as you're saying it, like I know that Ameev should be a grappler, but I don't remember him being a grappler. I remember him standing in front of people and just waiting to throw big right hands.
Really?
And then never being effective with these big right hands.
Nah, I mean I've seen it.
Like you're saying him being boring. Like I remember when he got to the UFC being super excited for this dude. Like this dude's going places. And then like I don't know. I mean he's won almost all of his fights. He's lost 2 of his fights. Who's Danny Roberts? That dude just lost to Masaron Dubla. Like his 2 losses are no big deal, but he's not putting guys away. He's not even really doing stuff in these fights. He's been in the UFC since 2017, fought once that year, twice 2018. Ooh, he was supposed to fight Michelle Paredes. My bad. Supposed to get a cough button. Anyways, Um, he pulls out a ton, constantly pulling out of fights, which probably means he's overtraining or he's training like a maniac. Dude, Jack Della looks like a bad motherfucker.
He does.
He is an impressive striker. I have never seen him on the ground. Yeah, I'm going with Jack Della.
All right. I like it. I like it. It's the first. I think that's the first one we differential. Right. Ramazan Emeev, last 3 fights, 4 takedowns, 2 takedowns against Danny Roberts. But all right, let's see. Keep it going. We got all right, main card. That's the first fight of the main card. Second one, Rogerio Bontorin and Manel Kape. So Bontorin just hasn't been in the win column enough for me to want to pick him here over Kape. I'm not totally sold on Kape, but he does seem like he is a really good striker with finishing power. Bontorin can be pretty stalemate at times. He's definitely huge though for this weight class.
So big.
Yeah, he's big. Which could do well. He's fought some good guys though recently. All right, so he lost Ray Bohr, unanimous KO by Kai Kara France in a first round that he might have been winning. No contest against Matt Schnell, but he won that unanimously. Then he tested positive for hydrochlorothiazide, whatever the fuck that is. And then he lost a split to Roy Val, close fight. Brandon Royval is good. So he's fighting good guys, and he does have a good win in there. It got overturned, but he won. He got his hand raised. He TKO'd Raulian Pavia before that, but
that guy has the coolest name I've ever heard. Raulian Paiva.
Raulian Pavia.
Raulian Paiva. That's such a dope name.
Yeah.
I wanted to get Raulian, but Chris said that we can't go full Brazilian.
Can't go full Brazilian?
No, Raulian is not a name I want. But Raulian, yeah. Raulian Paiva.
Yeah.
I'll even take his last name and make it my kid's middle name. Anyways.
Kape's in the UFC. Lost to Pantoja. No shame in that. Lost a split to Matheus Nicolau. Then I thought O'Day was beating him in the first round. He ended up catching O'Day Osborne with a knockout with a flying knee. But I thought he was losing that first round as well. Then he looked good with a KO against Zolgas Zhumagalov. This is closer than I think this is a close fight. I want to go with Kape, but what do you think?
So Manel Kape has fought actually like a who's who around the world. And beaten Mo. Well, he fought Kyoji Horiguchi 5 years ago. Lost to him, no big deal. Fought Kai Asakura, lost to him, and Oka Sasaki lost to him. All right, whatever. Beat Takeo Mizugaki, got a win back against Kai Asakura, and then in the UFC, he's kind of had mixed results.
Yeah.
So in Ryzen, he did pretty well, but like losing those first two, maybe he needed to like get over some sort of hump. Because I know he showed up with like word on the street, this dude's a bad motherfucker type stuff. Like people were whispering about him in the gym as he made it to UFC, and like he receives more respect around. I said this last time. He receives more respect around the gym than the average person would. He's juicing. He tested. I was like, why have I just talked about him recently? He was supposed to fight Sumo Darji, but he popped for steroids. Like pop for Tyrannoball, which I think that's the same thing that T-Ball's the same thing that fucking John Jones got popped for.
John Jones like Trenbanol, Tyrannobol. Yeah, there's a couple of Tren. There's Tren Ace. Yeah, they like that stuff. Take Tren and eat it. Take Tren and eat ass, as they say.
Take Tren and eat ass. What do these two things have to do with each other? Anyways,
it makes you fucking crazy. If you ever, I got a friend that's a bodybuilder. Like Tren makes you fucking batshit crazy. So it's just you do things like you're just like, yeah, this is a good idea. Just makes you like not yourself. You can't sleep. You can't do nothing. So I guess you just wake your girl up and eat her ass. I guess that's what you do. Earmuffs.
Got you. No worries. My kids are hopefully asleep, or they're yelling in my wife's ear right now about why they are. Anyways, other dude keeps losing fights in the UFC. Honestly, he didn't look super impressive. I think that as long as Wendell Kopp can make it to the fight this time, he definitely should win this. He's a flashy fighter, and like other guy gets hit. Although so does Manel Kopp. But I don't think this guy knocks people dead. Yeah, no, he's more of a grappler. Yeah. I don't expect Manel Kopp to get taken down. Particularly.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect him to get taken down and controlled to where it's a lopsided fight that way. I think with his kickboxing and clinch game, he's going to eventually have some success there.
Yeah, I think he's going to beat Bontarin. So I got Manel Kopp.
All right, we got Manel Kopp. All right. Highly anticipated rematch for some. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Weili Zhang, or Zhang Weili, whatever. Who you got? Joanna. Oh, go ahead, explain, sir.
Well, I mean, I thought Joanna won the first one, other than the fact that she left that fight looking like Mastermind.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's the most beautiful description I've ever seen. I've never seen a hematoma like that before. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Taking 2 years off, from what I've heard, she came back and didn't look like she had missed a step, and didn't actually take 2 years off. She just didn't fight in those 2 years. Right. She was still in the gym every single day. And she now is in a point in her life where she does not have to fight. She makes more money outside of fighting than she does when she fights. So it's always kind of interesting to see what's going to happen to those fighters, right? Like,
yeah, sure.
She's now here because she wants to fight, definitely not because she has to fight.
Right.
And it's not quite the same as like. There's some people who don't have to fight because they make more money outside, but they need to fight in order to keep that moving. Right? If they stop fighting, their businesses are going to fall apart.
Right.
I don't think she's in that position. Like, she's on the Mount Rushmore of female MMA. Like, she had, other than Amanda Nunes, she has the most title defenses. And I don't see any reason why. Like, I don't think she's going to get taken down. Weili's not, like, just because Weili's working with Cejudo now, and Weili took down Rose, like, once or twice or something. I don't know. I could be misremembering that.
I think she had 4 takedowns.
Did she have 4 takedowns? Hot damn. Turns out I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, if that was a legit path to victory in that fight, it's funny. I actually feel that is her path to a victory here. But you don't think she's gonna? It's good. You think it's gonna be different this time around?
Well, it's not. I mean, like, if she could take Joanna down and hold her down, yes, I think that is her path to victory.
You don't think she can?
It seems unlikely. I don't know why, like, just because we saw her take down one person. Like,
she had five takedowns against Rose, but that was also a 5-round fight. And she lost.
Rose gives a shit if you take her down. Now,
No,
first of all, nobody
Rose,
nobody thought the Whaley was going to do that to Rose, right? But
right.
like Rose is probably better on the ground than she is standing.
Rose is a great take. Rose is a great ground game. Ground game. Yeah, she was able to sweep, do some things. Joanna Lifetime has a 81% takedown defense. What? Who the
Yeah,
fuck she? Who's she fighting though? Who's trying to take her down? She gets takedowns herself, although she doesn't go for them that often. All right, so she fought. Yeah, Valentina took her down 5 times, so she must have just never gotten taken down any other way.
Jessica tried to take her down multiple times.
Got her down twice. Didn't win the fight. Got outstruck hard. Um,
Claudia took her down 4 times.
yeah, you're right. But
The
she
other
got
fight,
outstruck.
Claudia took her down 7 times.
Claudia. How
Esparza
the
took her down once.
how's she
Juliana
fighting
Lima
with
once.
81 penalties? Nah, yeah, Carla, that was a long time ago. All those fights were a while ago.
How
Uh,
many fucking times these people actually tried to take her down? Like, let's see. Oh, Michelle Watterson took her down, but here's why: because
yeah,
Michelle Watterson went 1 for 9 on takedowns.
yeah, that was a terrible matchup for Michelle. I thought that was a beatdown.
Ioana's 3 for 5. Tisha Torres
Yeah.
0 for 10.
So Joanna really hasn't had many fights at all. She's only had one fight in 3 years. It was
She took
just
2
that
years
Whaley
off.
fight. I
Andrade
mean,
went
yeah,
2 for 10.
Whaley's power is Whaley's power is apparent. I mean, yeah, Joanna's head was fucking god. Um,
Yeah,
Joanna in
she
general, though, Joanna's
not
stats are
getting taken
like,
down. Yo, almost every girl she fights tries to take her down double-digit amounts of times, and then she doesn't happen. She's not getting taken down by Whaley. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
he took her down once in the first fight, but I don't know. I don't remember anything coming to that.
Yeah, maybe she will get taken down, but like, I don't Is there anything on Whaley's record that is like, I'm an amazing grappler? Let's see, we got 1 armbar, 2 arm bars, a guillotine, a generic submission, and a rear naked choke. Yeah, that's not her thing.
No.
She can do it, but that's not her thing. So even
Yeah,
if she's
I don't
working,
know.
she's not
It's a
working on. She's not. No.
the three round fight. I mean, if Whaley can take her down and get some control, that would be huge. But yeah, I mean, this fight's going to play out on the feet again. Whaley's power. They're both really good strikers.
That's actually a problem. I didn't realize
Wh-
it was a 3 round fight.
Yeah,
Joanna,
Whaley's gonna have that power popping that show to the judges again. She's just stronger. Um, I don't think Joanna's. I don't remember. Like Joanna doesn't have that one shot power anymore. Like I don't see that out of her. Like she's a volume.
she's never
Yeah.
been. Yeah. I
So I
mean,
don't know. It's a really close, really tough fight. I don't know. This is hard. Um, I do think. I mean, you have to be somewhat scarred after that last fight. Both girls. I mean, that was. If you're Joanna, like, do you really go? Are you really walking in there trying to come out of there again looking like that? Fuck no. That's got to be in your head. Um, Whaley's case. I guess it's more after the 2 fights with Rose. She's probably a little gun shy. She got knocked out with the kick, and then she fought a much better fight the second time around. She came up short. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Whaley, I guess, just because she looks like she'll have land stronger strikes.
a little bit. Yeah.
All right, co-main
Yeah.
event. What's that?
Valentina Shevchenko versus Talia Santos.
Yeah. So you
So
can went 2 ways here. So if you wanted a sharp bet, you could have got Taylor about plus 500 when these lines came out. Now she's sitting about plus 300. You could also got a good line on Valentina to win by finish. I don't think I've ever seen a step up in competition or class like this fight for Santos. Look at who she's fought. I mean, it's a string of nobodies, followed by not the highest level of UFC competition. Now she's stepping up and fighting Valentina Shevchenko. I mean, that is tremendous. It's a tremendous task. Taylor Santos' finishing power since she got to the UFC, it's not there. She doesn't have at least the power in her hand. She did get a finish last time with Joanne Wood, but it seems like everyone just finishes Joanne Wood nowadays. Um, I don't know. This is a 5-round fight, 25 minutes. Santos's game is bread and butter, get on top, ground and pound, control. She's been able to control some really good grapplers. Valentina ain't having that shit. No. Jess Andrade tried to do that. How'd that work out? No. She got fucking destroyed at her own game. I have no idea how Taylor Santos wins this fight. This line keeps dropping. Like, I don't know. People are jumping on the Santos train. I mean, Valentina Shevchenko is like minus 1,200 every time she fights. She's currently like, you can find her like minus 500 at some books. That's a fucking steal against the, I don't know. I don't see how Santos wins this fight. I think Valentina wins. I think she finds a finish somewhere. I think she overwhelms Santos. What do you think?
I don't know who Tyler Santos is.
You don't have to.
No, that's a problem. Here's right. She's the co-main event. She's fighting for a title.
Yeah.
She's ranked. No, I think she was ranked number 5 in that division.
She should be 20-0 with a skeptical judging scorecard. But she's
Is that fight bullshit? Because that girl that she lost to was bad.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that girl fight. I can't really say that she's bad. Well, no, she's 11-8. She's 11-8. That girl at minimum takes fights she shouldn't take. And in the UFC, let's see, she was in the UFC she won 2 fights in the UFC. That's it. Now she's going back to Invicta. Like, no. I'm serious. I don't know who Tyler Santos is. I went back and watched her Joanne Wood fight, and Joanne that just wasn't a good showing from Joanne Wood.
No, her last 2 fights. She's looked pretty bad.
And hasn't she already fought Valentina?
Who?
Tyler.
No.
I thought I heard she had already fought Valentina. I'm dumbfounded at the idea that someone would bet on her to win unless they're just like, I got $10 to burn. Let's see what happens.
People are betting her. Yeah, her game is definitely takedowns, control. Yeah, I mean, this is. I'm telling, she has a 2-inch reach advantage, not much of a height advantage, same weight. She's definitely strong, but Valentina's really strong, and even though she might not look it, but she's very strong. Anybody that can throw Jess Andrade around and fuck her up at her own game, it seems like Valentina now is like, to go with your point of never hearing about Santos, is you have to find new fights for her because it's just fucking boring now. You know, it's like she's so dominant, it's insane. Is Taylor Santos going to flip that script and throw around? No, it seems like Valentina is just actually flipping the script and beating these girls as to how they're supposed to beat her. And she's just saying just to be like, heh. I don't know. I don't see how she survives 25 minutes, honestly. I think Valentina puts on another show.
Yeah.
All right. Main event. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've been waiting for this fight. Everybody's been waiting for this fight. Glover, the ageless wonder Teixeira, against Yuri Procházka.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go first. I don't know.
So Yuri's actually a really interesting.
Agreed.
He's an interesting prospect.
He's an interesting human being.
Yeah, seemingly. I watched him running on the treadmill, like running sideways, running backwards, shadow boxing, throwing elbows, doing weird jumpy shit. He's an interesting dude with an interesting haircut. But he turned down multiple offers to come to the UFC. because he wanted to make sure he was ready to be a champion when he got here.
Okay.
And that I have a lot of respect for. His 3
Sure.
losses are all to like legit people. He lost to King Mo, who's like super. Oh wait, no. Okay, he lost to King Mo, which is like King Mo is a champion in Bellator for I believe for a while, and is like a really good fighter who had already beaten him in the past. He lost to some Abdul guy that I don't know, right? And then he lost to Bohan Villa, whatever. I can't think of how to pronounce his last name, but that dude was in the UFC for a little while too, right? So like his losses are all to noteworthy people.
And it's a while. It's a while ago.
He beat Dominic Reyes, he beat Volkan Oezdemir, he beat CB Dalloway, Fabio Maldonado, King Mo, Brandon. Oh wait, who's Brandon Halsey? Is that who I think it is? That's not who I thought it was. But that dude's 12-5. He's beaten a lot of good fighters in all of it. He beat Satoshi Ishii. I mean, Satoshi Ishii is like 150 years old at this point, but like that doesn't stop him from being a bad motherfucker. So I heard somebody say that Yuri Procházka is a raw product.
A what?
A raw product. Like
okay.
He tried to make himself a finished product before he got here. We've just never seen anything like this.
No.
Product, right?
No.
Now that being said, I don't think Glover's going to get hit by stupid shit.
I agree.
I don't. Like, has anybody just like straight knocked Glover out?
No, he's chinning in a sense where he gets hurt, but he doesn't get finished right away. It's hard to finish him his whole career, but you can hurt Glover.
Okay,
I mean,
Gus knocked him out in round 5, and Rumble knocked him out in 13 seconds. But other than that, yeah, Rumble knocked out Ryan Bader through his arm.
He's fucking scary. He's a scary human being. If he stole my credit card, I wouldn't even report it like that. Whatever he did, I was just like,
you can have it.
You can have it. I'll cancel it and say I lost it. Yeah, he's a scary human being. So some interesting things about Yuri Procházka. His last loss. That was actually he fought twice in the same fucking night. Like some people don't really do that anymore. He beat the fuck out of Vadim Nemkov, who was
in that same night. Who's now the Bellator champion?
Who's a Bellator champion? Who I agree. Who Corey Anderson's a Bellator light heavyweight champion in my mind. He was fucking Nemkov up.
He fought Satoshi Ishii 2 days before that.
Yeah. So he fought 3 times and thing. This guy that beat him, he ended up King Mo. He rematched him 3 years later. He knocked him out. He TKO'd him. He's TKO'd he's TKO'd 19 out of 20 people in a row. It's fucking insane. And he's TKOing them in phenomenal fashion. That being said, God, these have holes. I mean, my God, I can see it. I'm sure every professional fighter can see it. You can hit this guy. He's there. Dom Reyes had some good exchanges against them. He eventually got finished, but Dom Reyes is is talent. Dom Reyes is a good striker. I don't remember Volkan Oezdemir having too many moments, but I also, it's not thing. But Dom Reyes, you can hit Yuri. I don't know if Glover's that guy though. Is he?
I don't think Glover needs to hit him. I think Glover's going to take him down.
Right. I don't think Glover, like for all of his holes, which are more in the stand-up striking, like he's got funky movement. He's got a lot of things. Like I don't think Glover can capitalize on that, nor does he want to. He's going to need to get a hold of him, and he's going to want to take him down. I have no
Yeah.
idea how Yuri's going to do on the ground. No clue. No one else does either. I don't think
No
against a
idea.
guy who's no. I mean, it's just not. I don't know. I think the line is right where it should be. Yuri is the favorite to win the fight. He's about -200. I don't see any edge here from a betting perspective. This is a really tough fight. The over under it's low. It's only 1.5 rounds. Yeah, I think people are going to be. I think people could get disappointed on that. I don't. Yuri knows Glover wants to take him down. Glover wants to take him down. I think that's going to cause a little bit of a stalemate early. Yuri knows he can pick him apart too on the feet. He doesn't have to get that close to him early. He doesn't have to open up. So I could see this fight getting to the later rounds rather easily before we see what happens. I don't know. I would say I would think that if you say it gets to the third or fourth round, it favors Glover, but I don't think it does. I think Glover needs to get him out of there early, or Yuri's going to pick him apart eventually. I don't think Glover's going to be able to take him down like later as the fight goes. I think Glover needs to. I think Glover needs to finish this within a round and a half, or Yuri wins.
I think the exact opposite.
All right.
And that's not even because I think Yuri's like gonna fade. I just
No.
well, actually, okay. King Mo was in round 3, and he beat some dude in 20. He hasn't been a decision since 2016.
No.
He hasn't been on.
I don't. Glover's not a cardio machine. I don't trust him for. He's fought 5 rounds, but
I heard a story about someone who went and trained with Glover, and when everybody else was quitting and crying and complaining, Glover was leading the song about how much he loves his job.
Okay, I believe it.
Like 38 years old.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm glad. I'm glad the man's doing this. It's hope for everybody. I mean, this guy's if he defends the belt at 43 for a UFC, it's fucking awesome.
I think he's the oldest champion.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when Randy Couture had it, but I'm pretty. If it's either Randy Couture or it's Glover.
It might be Randy Couture. I think it's Glover, but yeah, I mean, this is Oh, you pick Glover? You think Glover's winning?
Yeah, hell yeah, Glover's gonna win.
Really? That easy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? He finds a takedown and just he embarrasses Yuri on the ground. Is that? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think he's gonna get caught up in the smoke and mirrors.
I don't either. I think that's one of the reasons why I thought Glover could do well against Blachowicz, or I thought Blachowicz would fight Adesanya decently. I didn't think he was going to be that afraid. I don't know. This is it's tough though to see who wins this. Who the fuck wins this fight? All right. I'll see the upset too. I want to see Glover defend the belt. We're gonna look like assholes when Yuri just fucking starches him.
Yeah, so that's either Yuri's gonna starch Glover or Glover's gonna win a boring fight.
Yeah, I don't see
I'm not super confident that Glover is gonna finish him.
I don't know. I don't. I think eventually it's going to open up and something's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be early, but we'll see. I mean, I've been wrong in the past plenty of times, but
usually people open up early. Well, that's not actually that's not a good way to say that.
No, sometimes it happens. I just don't know if a veteran like Glover's Glover's a very grizzled veteran. I mean, I think he's going to want to see and try and get a feel for Yuri's like odd styles, if you will. Like he's going to want to get a feel for that to know when he can get an opening, do something, and vice versa. Yuri's just not going to. I don't think he wants Glover shooting on him at full strength, full power. Like when they start, sure he can catch him with a knee or something coming in, but he knows he's got an advantage striking. Why would you want to? Why would you want to show your hand really early?
Yeah.
That's why I could see it creeping. I could see this creeping into the third or fourth round before we start seeing the fight actually take place.
Glover's fucking great.
It's more fun if Glover wins.
Like losing to Corey, no big deal. Gus, no big deal. Rumble, no big deal. I think he should have beat Phil Davis, but I guess I don't know, man. And losing to John Jones, no big deal. But like, he beat Bader, beat Rampage, Fabio Maldonado, Kyle Kingsbury, and that's like coming up.
Yeah.
Glover's first professional fight. Do you know what year it was?
Professional fight?
First professional fight. Guess.
Hang on. All right, wait. He's 43. I'll say he had a pro fight at 22, so that's 21 years ago. That would be like 2001.
It was 2002, but yeah.
It was close. How about that?
Right? That dude's been around for a minute. And then that whole time, those early years, he fought Sokoju. He was the main training partner of fucking Chuck Liddell when Chuck was the champion.
Yeah, that's true. And
there
you have it, guys. A lot of info. Thanks, Josh, for that. A lot of betting info for you. If you enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody. You never know. Maybe they'll really enjoy the content too. Maybe they'll start making a few bucks out of this from our bets as picks as well. And you never know. Maybe they got a free bet or so for you in the future. We're going to start running a promotion for everybody as soon as we get 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away a free bet every week. I'm going to put it in the channel. So please, again, like, comment, subscribe. Hashtag AlgoVerseExperts, XPRTZ. You're going to see that on the channel soon too.
John's on top of shit. Making moves, baby. Making moves. Tell a friend to tell a friend we making moves this time and every time. Thank you for being here.